North Korean defector says even North Korea was not this nuts after attending Ivy League school. Here you got someone that actually escaped from a fascist dystopia that the regressive left in America is trying to create here. And she's saying, like, yup, this is all looking like exactly the shit I fled from. So Yeonmi Park escaped the oppressive regime in current year -14 at the age of 13. And all she sees is here in America, the useful idiots are pushing to implement similar stuff here. But this is no surprise. And the fact that it's someone from North Korea is the big blow in this article. But people who escaped communism have been pointing this out for generations. Like, dude, I literally risked my life to run away from this shit. And you idiots want to voluntarily bring it here? What the hell's wrong with you? Well, natural selection's going to do its thing, man. As American indoctrinational institutions continue to be called into question, a North Korean defector fears the U.S.'s future is as bleak as North Korea after she attended one of the country's most prestigious universities. Yeonmi Park has experienced plenty of struggle and hardship, but she does not call herself a victim. Oh, she must be one of those Asians that have white supremacy or something. One of several hundred North Korean defectors to settle in the United States, Park, 27, transferred to Columbia University from a South Korean university in current year -5, and was deeply disturbed by what she found. I expected that I was paying this fortune, all this time and energy to learn how to think. But they are forcing you to think the way they want you to think, Park said in an interview with Fox News. I realized, wow, this is insane. I thought America was different, but I saw so many similarities to what I saw in North Korea that I started worrying. This is what happens when you got dickless cucks that let enemy infiltrators in with open arms. They just welcome them in and let them do whatever they want. And then call us conspiracy theorists and say we're overreacting when we warned them. Those similarities include anti-Western sentiment, collective guilt, and suffocating political correctness. Yeonmi saw red flags immediately upon arriving at the school. During orientation, she was scolded by a university staff member for admitting she enjoyed classic literature such as Jane Austen. Oh my God, if she really wanted to, I suggest that she sue these fuckers. She could play the oppressed minority card with them. I said, I love those books. I thought it was a good thing, recalled Park. Then she said, did you know those writers had a colonial mindset? They were racists and bigots and are subconsciously brainwashing you. Kind of like how you're overtly brainwashing everyone? It only got worse from there as Yeonmi realized that every one of her classes at the Ivy League school was infected with what she saw as anti-American propaganda, reminiscent of the sort she had grown up with. American bastard was one word for North Koreans Park was taught growing up. My math problems would say there are 4 American bastards. You kill 2 of them. How many American bastards are left to kill? Wow. Man, I'd be a lot more. I bet a lot more people would be interested in math if they had problems like that. So she was also shocked and confused by issues surrounding gender and language, with every class asking students to announce their preferred pronouns. English is my third language. I learned it as an adult, and I sometimes still say he or she by mistake, and now they're going to ask me to call them they. How the heck do I incorporate that into my sentences? These people are insane. They don't make any sense. Like, once you accept that they're just crazy and broken, it's a lot easier to deal with. It was chaos, said Yeonmi. It felt like the regression in civilization. That's exactly what it is. That's why we call them regressives. Yes. Yeah, even North Korea is not this nuts, she admitted. North Korea was pretty crazy, but not this crazy. Yeah, at least they accept that biology is a, fact of fucking life, not a social construct. After getting into a number of arguments with professors and students, eventually Yeonmi just learned how to just shut up in order to maintain a good GPA and graduate. Yep, that is exactly how I made it through college right there. Figure out what these fucking idiots want me to say, give them the answer they want to hear, get my A, get out. You don't have to actually believe any of this garbage. You just have to make them think you do. which is very easy because these people are really stupid and really easy to manipulate. In North Korea, Yeonmi Park did not know of concepts like love or liberty. Because I have seen oppression, I know what it looks like, said Yeonmi, who by the age of 13 had witnessed people drop dead of starvation right before her eyes. These kids keep saying how they're oppressed, how much injustice they've experienced. They don't know how hard it is to be free, she admonished. Oh, they'll learn real quick. Once these useful idiots tear down their own society, oh, they're going to learn real quick how good they had it. I'd literally crossed through the middle of the Gobi Desert to be free, but what I did was nothing. So many people fought harder than me and didn't make it. Park and her mother first fled the oppressive North Korean regime in current year -14 when Yeonmi was 13 years old. After crossing into China over the frozen Yalu River, they fell into the hands of human traffickers who sold them into slavery. Yeonmi for less than $300 and her mother for roughly $100. With the help of Christian missionaries, the pair managed to flee to Mongolia, walking across the Gobi Desert to eventually find refuge in South Korea. And whatever. This is nothing compared to being misgendered on Twitter. Now that's real oppression. That's real suffering. I bet you didn't even get PTSD from that. Meanwhile, these poor Twitter snowflakes actually get PTSD from people saying mean things to them. In current year -6, she published her memoir In Order to Live, where she described what it took to survive in one of the world's most brutal dictatorships and her harrowing journey to freedom. Yeah, that's actually, I may actually pick up that book now because I may need to read it to learn how to survive the future America is heading towards. The people here are just dying to give their rights and power to the government. That's what scares me the most, said the human rights activist. And this is the primary reason why I plan on leaving this fucking shithole before that happens. She accused American higher indoctrination institutions of stripping people's ability to think critically. That's what they were designed for. They exist for communist indoctrination. In North Korea, I literally believed that my dear leader, Kim Jong-un, was starving, she recalled. He's the fattest guy. How can anyone believe that? Actually, wait, wouldn't it be Kim Jong-il at that time, though? No. And then someone showed me a photo and said, look at him. He's the fattest guy. Other people are all thin. And I was like, oh my God, why did I not notice that he was fat? Because I never learned how to think critically. That is what's happening in America, she continued. People see things, but they've just completely lost the ability to think critically. Yeah, these, I'm sure we've all argued with these lunatics online before, where no matter what evidence you show them, they just refuse to see and acknowledge it. It's like, nope, if anything disagrees with my brainwashing, then it must be racist or sexist or something, then I could just ignore it. Witnessing the depth of America's ignorance up close has made Yeonmi question everything about humanity. North Koreans, we don't have internet, we don't have access to any of these great thinkers, we don't know anything. But here, while having everything, people choose to be brainwashed and they deny it. Willful ignorance is a bitch, isn't it? That is exactly what's going on in America. It's easier to just plug your ears and close your eyes and go la 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 than to acknowledge the truth. Now, having come to America with high hopes and expectations, Yeonmi expressed her disappointment. You guys have lost common sense to a degree that I, as a North Korean, cannot even comprehend, she said. Where are we going from here, she wondered. There's no rule of law, no morality, nothing is good or bad anymore. It's complete chaos. So America is heading in the same direction that Nazi Germany did. So that's where we're headed. And if you see the way things are going, you need to leave before you get caught up in it. Just remember, a lot of Jews fled Germany before the Nazis really took over because they saw what was happening. And we saw what happened to those who didn't leave. I guess that's what they want, to destroy every single thing and rebuild into a communist paradise. Like North Korea, huh? And that's what they're going to get. This right here is actually the one silver lining in this. At least we can rest easy knowing that every single one of these useful idiots is going to get everything they fucking deserve. They're going to get their communist paradise. And as they're starving to death, every last one of these idiots are still gonna blame us for it. Oh, I'm only starving because the evil capitalists took my food. Natural selection can only be avoided for so long. It's gonna catch up with them sooner than they think. Oh man, I am so excited to tell you guys right now that finally, after about a year of build-up and shilling, we have launched Blade Devil on Indiegogo, and so far it is doing so well thanks to awesome people like you. If you haven't backed it yet, then please check the links in the description and check out Blade Devil on Indiegogo. You will not be disappointed. Looking forward to seeing you there.